Hello guys! Welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Lakwatsirong Butiki. Mula doon sa makasaysayang simbahan ng Guagua, Pampanga, ang Immaculate Conception Parish Church o mas kilala sa pangalan na Guagua Church. Nakatawid na ako ngayon dito sa Betis Church o mas tanyag sa pangalan na St. James the Apostle Parish Church. Ang Betis ay bahagi pa rin ng distrito ng Guagua, Pampanga. Samahan niyo ako dito guys! Betis is a town existed before Spanish colonization began in the 16th century, already possessing a unique culture and way of life. People here were well-known carvers and traders. This talent and expertise would then be used by the colonizers to infuse Western influences to the natives of Betis. Like many places in the Philippines, the town is named after the indigenous fruit tree, Betis. In Miguel de Luarca's Relacion, 1582, the settlement was identified as Betis. At present, Betis still retains the old traditions such as celebrating the fiestas, commemorating the dead in a novena every November, attending the ritual dance during Corraldal, and the mile-long Limbun ng San Jose procession every May. These are just a few of the many traditions that are still being celebrated in Betis. On the other hand, the carving tradition, or what the natives call as dokit, still retains an art and industry and serves as a source of livelihood for many Betis residents. Other industries emerging within the community include making pastillas and tarts, aquaculture, and the making of chicharon. St. James the Apostle Parish Church, commonly known as Betis Church, is a Baroque-style church located in the Betis district of Guagua, Pampanga, under the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of San Fernando. The church was established in 1607 and dedicated to St. James the Greater, the Apostle. The Baroque-inspired Betis Church was built around 1660 under Father Jose de la Cruz. The initial structure was made of light materials, mainly wood and stucco. Fire broke out within the church several times due to these light materials, so it was finally rebuilt with concrete in 1770. During the Spanish period, Betis was an independent town. Due to a population shift to neighboring Guagua during the American period, Betis was absorbed by Guagua in 1904 under Act 943. In 1908, the rectory of the church caught fire, and all baptismal records and other historical catalogs of the church were lost. The musical industry entered Betis Church in 1912, where Band 12 still plays musical pieces until today. Later, Band 46, Band 47, and Band 48 joined Band 12 in playing music every patronal feast for both Guagua and Betis to honor each church's respective patron saints. Beautification of the interior was extensively done in 1939 by Father Santiago Blanco, the last Spanish priest of the church. The ceiling of the nave was painted by the famous Anak Bacolod, a relative of Juan Crisostomo Soto, by the name of Isidoro C. Soto, who was mentioned by Dr. Sihuko. Isidoro, nicknamed Doro Soto himself, painted the ceiling itself. Betis Church was declared a National Cultural Treasure by the National Museum and the National Commission for Culture and Arts under Republic Act 4896 as amended by Presidential Decree 374 and Republic Act 8492 on November 5, 2001. In 2009, the National Museum installed a marker of its 2005 proclamation. The main attraction of the church is the original ceiling mural done by the famous painter Simon Flores, 1839 to 1904. Not to be missed are his original painting of the Holy Family, the artisan well dug in the 1800s in the patio, the first well in the country to be so situated, and the rare Betis tree nearby donated by sociologist Randy David, a native of the town. A 2-minute walk from the church is the restored David House, ancestral home of the sociologist, which they christened as Bali Panawid or Bahay Pawid. The unique design of Betis Church reflects the integration of Spanish and Latin America architecture to indigenous architecture, including elements of Oriental style during the Spanish colonial era. The church's political power of that period manifests in the architecture. It had been designed to withstand attacks during revolts and rebellions, giving the church the appearance of a fortress. The blending of religion and military portrays the manner Spain saw its situation in the Philippines. The church was also designed to withstand earthquakes that occur often in the region. This unique architectural style became known as Earthquake Baroque. The retablo, a classic altar, is ornately decorated with curved designs. The religious frescoes in the ceiling and murals on the wall, with its intricate sculpture and paintings in gold dust, are reminiscent of the Renaissance age of European art. One can behold the majesty of its ceiling, walls, and the altar from the aisle near the main door. There are paintings and murals of the Holy Family, selected biblical scenes, Catholic saints, and cherubs. No wonder it is dubbed as the Sistine Chapel of the Philippines. In the bell tower, there is a big bell and 4 smaller ones. One of the small bells bears the inscription of Fray Manuel Camañez, 1891, and Fundación de Hilario Sunico, who had a famous foundry in San Nicolas, Manila. Sunico is a well-known bell caster and metal master of old Manila. Around 176 church bells were attributed to him and the Sunico foundry. Among these bells are the principal bells of the Binondo Church and its 9 chimes, and the principal bell of the Malati Church. The foundry is located along Haboneros Street. The first Sunico bell was cast sometime in 1865 by Chan Wan Ko, the Chinese father of Hilario Sunico. But in the 1880s, the shock was turned down to give way to a foundry that cast those huge church bells that hangs today in old Spanish churches, some of them declared as heritage site. Aside from being casting, Hilario is also responsible for the grill works of old Spanish churches and some civil works including the old Puente Colgante in Quiapo and the Tutuban Railway Station in Tondo. In the last quarter of the 19th century, 1886 to 1894, Father Manuel Camañez dug an artesian well on the north side of the church, which served as the source of potable water not only for the Betis townsfolk, but to the other nearby towns as well. It was buried in mud and debris until it was unearthed in 1976. It was rehabilitated on July 14, 2006. The present-day concrete fence with caryatides was built in the second quarter of the 20th century. Today, through the support and generosity of the Betis people and the burning passion of the whole committee of 2007 to relive the crowning glory of the past, the ground floor is now transformed into Museo ng Betis. Today, the collections inside the museum are Matamoros, 17th century relief sculpture, San Jose Macaquera, attributed to the Sazon family, 1800s original icons of the Betis Church retablo, a relief sculpture by Juan Flores y Culala, Salangsang ning Ilog Betis by Victor Ramos y Gaza, Madonna at Anak by Willie Layog y Tadio, an Inventario de la Parroquia de Betis, an old notebook which gives account to the 1939 to 1957 inventory of Padre Santiago Blanco on the renovation of the church. Mula naman dito sa Betis, Guagua, Pampanga, tatawid pa ako ngayon papuntang Bacolor, Pampanga. Isang makasaysayang simbahan ang puntiryahin ko doon bago ako uuwi. Ang San Guillermo Parish Church o mas kilala sa pangalan na Bacolor Church. Itong simbahan na to ang malubhang natabunan noon ng lahar dahil sa pagputok ng bulkang Pinatubo. Abangan niyo ako doon, guys! Bye-bye!